Okay, hello and welcome back to another video. Today's session is not a debate session. Instead, it is a discussion of a certain topic. The topic of today is failure and loss. I am here with my two guests, Bagel and Zashi.
Hello.
Hello.
So, without further ado, let's start. Let's start with the first question. And the first question is, what is failure and loss to you? Now I'm gonna choose one of you to talk. Let's start with Bagel. What is failure and loss to you, Bagel?
Okay. This might sound a little bit complicated, but failure and loss to me is when I don't reach my goal, knowing fully that I didn't do enough or I didn't do my best. So I had like a very bad experience with one exam, where I studied, I tried, but I felt like I didn't try enough, and that feeling kind of just stuck with me, is still sticking with me till now. And whenever I feel like I'm slacking or something, I always remember that feeling. For me, it's just failure. For me, is just, yeah, fully knowing that I didn't do like my best, or I didn't reach my potential because I didn't do my best. And for loss, to be honest, I don't have much experience with loss, but the closest thing is probably eh, eh, nothing. Like, I didn't experience something that like, or I didn't lose something that like hit me deeply, you know. But the closest thing is probably losing my uncle. And I don't know if you remember this. One time I said like on the group chat to like pray for him, but I wasn't like any like thing close with him or anything. But when I went to like the janaza, basically, my father like was letting it out, like he was crying really hard, and I just seeing him that sad made me like extremely sad as well, even though I wasn't actually like close with my uncle. But um i I felt the loss, you know, like I felt like losing something. But yeah.
Okay, this has turned to be a therapy session, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
hey, no, hey, it's all right. I'm trying to get both of your opinions on this, anyway. So, if you've got nothing to add, let's go with Zashi. What is failure and loss to you?
Failure to me is when I can't accomplish an expectation that I had or like an expectation that society had on me. Loss,
Interesting.
on
All right.
the other hand, I think it's when you lose an ability or a skill or a family member or like a close friend or, yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, for example,
What do you mean when you lose an ability or skill?
mm, for example, when I was running down the stairs, I fell in school, and then from that point on, every time I do a plank, like my back hurts so much. So I guess I can't do planks.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's not the muscles, because I know the difference between the muscles and plank, but and the back pain, but whatever.
Okay, I didn't know that. You never talked. Wait, I mean you never talked about that to me, but it's fine. Like, can you ever come back from this, or you can't?
I went to the doctor about it, and he said it's normal. It will go away by time.
Okay, all right. Anything else to add?
Not really.
All right. Um, so the second question. So far we've had some very interesting answers from both guests here. The second question is going to be, how did you feel when you failed or lost something not too long ago? We'll start with Zashi.
Okay. Uh, there's like small failures and there's like big failures. Mostly, in general, when I fail something, I just say GG, go next. Like recently, I failed physics last semester. Unfortunately, I didn't really take it like oh my God. Well, I didn't become depressed basically. I was just like, it's fine. I'll next semester I'll pass it. I'll just put more work. The important thing is not to ignore it. You need to like acknowledge that that's a mistake you did. Okay. Next semester you'll put more effort into it, and you'll pass it.
Okay.
For example, in video games, you lose a lot. It's fine. GG, go next. Don't
Oh,
be mad over a game you lost. GG, go next.
okay, dude. I actually okay. Not gonna lie, I do like the mindset if you're applying that to real life. Okay, Bagel, to you. How did you feel when you failed or lost something not too long ago?
Yo, Zashi went full gamer mode, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, anyways, okay. How did I feel losing like something not long ago? Hmm. Thing is, again, at this point in time, like us as or we as college students did not like really experience heavy loss. However, uh, me as an Egyptian, like being forced out of my country, not gonna lie, didn't feel much to me. But like as I grow older and like experience, how can I say this? Like experience other people happiness being their own in their own countries, and then just be envious of them. I don't know. It's weird, but it's like when you grow older, you start to want to come back. I'm not at a point where I'm getting that feeling, but I'm not at a point where like, oh, I really want to come back yet. But I'm just afraid that that point might come, and hopefully it doesn't, like ever. In terms of failures, again, we didn't really experience much like hard failures, but I really like Zashi's mindset, and I myself apply it. It's like um, you try your best next time, and don't fret over what you already failed. Like you learn from your experience. You don't continue living in it. Wait, that was a great quote. Wait. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with both your points. I mean, um, it's the point about like failure and loss is like you have to understand that like this life is short, obviously. Like now, whether you're a kid or an adult, like sometimes if you ask some kids, they're even aware of that. Um, because of just the amount of things that they see all over, social media and all of that, they start to grow faster. Um, and I believe that I really do like Zashi's mindset because if you mingle too long in the past, generally, not just if it's like failure or loss, but if you keep if you keep going through this nostalgic phase, it won't be nostalgia anymore. It'll just be like you'll start getting depressed because of what you did in the past or what you experienced in the past, and I believe that like it'll stick with you for the rest of your life. Like personally, I have some mistakes that or some things that I lost that I still to this day I can't forget about. Just like and they don't even have to be that embarrassing. They don't have to be that like tough of moments. But it's just that I can't get around to letting go, or at least I couldn't before. But now when you actually start to let go of some things and be like, dude, like literally, okay, you made this mistake. Like nobody's gonna remember that. Like everyone's got their own lives. Everyone's got their own stuff to care about, right? Basically like, if you take it from a point of view of you're the main character in your life, like these people, you were just like an NPC, literally an NPC, just like
If
walking around, and
okay, if
you
I
just like bumped into them one time.
if I may add something,
Yeah.
wait, I am kind of ashamed of myself right now, but I forgot something that I actually really regret and like feel feel like I failed in.
Okay, go ahead.
And all right,
Just don't cry,
we're
Sammy.
going political points. Honestly, the situation in Palestine right now, I can sense it sorted. I cannot feel. I'm not feeling saddened. Of course, I'm like saddened by what's happening there. But the more general feeling, or like the stronger feeling is like I'm fading them. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Like as our like they're as they're wait, sorry. Wait, I can't talk right now. They're our brothers and sisters. They're our brothers and
Yeah.
sisters, and honestly, like whenever I see something like on social media, I just the sense of me feeling them is much more than sadness. Like there is sadness, but like the sense of failure is just much bigger. And honestly, through my whole life, I don't think I will ever like best get past that. And yeah, hopefully we can do something for them. But like feeling that I can't do anything but just basically share on social media, which by by the way, in the end, like it looks like Elon Musk is probably gonna just go fully anti-Palestine and like remove everything. Hopefully not, but I don't know.
Yeah, it
Hopefully it
is. It
changes.
is. Yeah, it is.
Hopefully this Ramadan. Apparently there's gonna be like a
It
short
makes you feel
ceasefire this
helpless,
Ramadan.
right?
So.
Makes you feel a little helpless. Not a little,
Yeah, but
actually, just very helpless. Like you're not able to
for
do
me it's
anything.
more like I'm feeling my brethren basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. I
I feel
totally
like
understand that.
I feel like I can do so much more, but I'm just not given the opportunity to. And I feel like when you study or like want to do anything, you have to anything that's benefitable. You have to put into consideration that when you grow up, that skill is should go into helping these people because they legit have no one but God. But you have to help them. You have to like we have to help them by any. I don't know.
I totally agree with that. Yeah,
I can't put it into words, but it's just I'm just whenever I talk about this topic,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm not I'm not saying it's like I'm so ashamed.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's I'm like ashamed of my like of the society, like of myself first, and then society,
yeah,
and then that feeling cannot I cannot get past it.
yeah,
Legit,
yeah, 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 yeah.
if I watch like one Palestine video, right after it, I have to watch something that makes me laugh, or I just cannot continue the day.
Yeah.
It's
No,
it's a bad
sometimes
experience.
you won't even be able to forget it, no matter what you do.
Yeah,
I
yeah, but
honestly just
like
avoid them. I
you know, like
can't look at them.
yeah, you know, like the thing is, I have like a really weak heart as well. Like I cannot stand blood and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is also like not helping at all.
Now, even if you have a strong heart, I mean, if you look at the pictures that
I
are on
mean, yeah,
Instagram, yeah. Well,
you can
Most we could do is keep them in our du'as and
yeah,
donate.
exactly. We just pray for them and we donate and we keep promoting it on social media. At least we're doing
Yeah,
something. You know, yes, you do feel ashamed. Yes, you do feel like you're not offering much. But I mean, it's just you. like if you already believe that God is your witness, then I mean you're doing what you can, right? If you can do more, do it. If you can't, then just keep doing whatever is in your limit, basically. And prayers go out to them, and we hope they get free soon. Um, Now,
Freed. Free
free,
Palestine.
yes, free Palestine.
Free
Um,
Palestine.
so moving on to the last question. How do you think failure and loss should be handled by the individual or society? We'll go with Bagel. You're not gonna stop talking yet, man. You're not. No, you're gonna keep going.
Nah, I
You're gonna
got you,
keep
bro. I
going,
got you.
but yeah, come
Nah,
on.
bro, I'm gonna yap my whole way through. Don't worry, I'm gonna yap my whole way through. It's
That's all
fine.
we doing, man. We're just yapping.
It was just yapping. Anyways, so what should be the reaction you're saying? Like,
Like
to
how should failure and loss be handled by the individual who failed and lost, or society, and society? How can society handle the loss and like the mistake or the failure that that person did?
okay, so I'm gonna separate this into two parts. If it's like, if it's like for a person like you with yourself, then you just have to move past it. You just have to learn from it and move past it.
All right, and the
In
second part. Right.
society though, is a whole different story. If you did something, if you failed at something, and this or not, if you did something that's basically punishable, you cannot like, you know, ask society to forgive you. You know,
Right.
because
Yeah. Right.
there's difference when you fail with something with something for yourself that's only affecting yourself, and when you feel something that is affecting a whole society. And if you are like a high position, let's say a high position like person, you know, you work for the government, and for any reason you fail to fulfill your duty, then society should not forgive you. And that's my whole viewpoint. It's brutal, but I feel like
So
for
you think it
society,
depends on
it's
the position, basically?
not. I
So
mean, even if it's
depending, no, like
even if
you,
it's like something small, even if something small, it's fine. It's not like dependent on position. But if you
no, what
fail
I
to
mean, no,
fulfill your
by position, what I mean is that okay, it depends on like how large, like because of where you are, it has a certain effect, right? Because like depending on what's your status, your actions have a certain effects. So the bigger it is, the bigger the effect. The smaller it is, the smaller the effect. That's basically
that
what I
is
mean.
true. That is true. But however, what I'm talking about is not dependent on position nor status. You could be it could be anything. It could be like someone picking like trash off the floor. Like
Yeah.
you know, your work. This is your job, and if you fail to fulfill that duty, even though your status is not high, you should you should also not be forgiven by society. I know it's a very like brutal viewpoint, but I
Okay.
feel like my
Interesting.
viewpoint
Interesting.
on society is it's like you add one plus one plus one plus one to like you get a society. You know, someone cannot lack. Someone cannot be lacking. It's just that simple for me.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. However, if it's something like between you and yourself, it's just that you have to learn from it and move past it. And the all connect is like if you move past that something, like when you learn that something later, or like you know you learn from that experience later, you're gonna help your society as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my viewpoint is like one for all, you could say.
Yeah.
And yeah,
All right.
of course
So,
there's always like a margin of error, but
yeah. All right.
this is my
So I'm sorry, just for the sake of time here. Um, let's go for Zashi. What do you think?
If you, I agree with the Bagel, what he said. If you like failed as an individual, you should just go past it. GG, go next. But if you failed society, like by failing to do a certain tasks, you should uh be punished or re-evaluated. I think actually you should be re-evaluated. Uh, like, are you lacking a skill? Like you can't accomplish this task yet. Maybe you should be resent to training, and then you come back and do it if you
Okay, that's more
not
merciful.
qualified enough.
It's more merciful.
Uh, yeah, bro, I have the same view, but I'm not like punished,
Yeah,
okay? I'm not about to beat that guy up because he couldn't like
yeah,
he
yeah,
did say something. It's fine. Now I'm just talking like reevaluating
yeah,
the
yeah,
like
yeah.
reevaluate his position.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, that's it.
So, I agree with. I agree. I agree with a little bit. I agree with half of what you said. Up to the point of, I believe that, okay, yes, you do reach a certain stage where, as I said, depending on what responsibility you're carrying, your mistakes will have a certain effect on like either the environment, like just the solid environment, or like nature or whatever, or it's gonna have an effect on people. And I believe that generally, most of the mistakes or failures that we experience in our lives do affect other people. They do affect other people in some way, in some form of way, whether it could be upsetting them, experiencing them, like affecting them physically, or if it's affecting their mental health, or if it's affecting their finances. It could be affecting anything. But generally, most mistakes do, or most failures do, have some sort of effect on others. It could backfire onto others. And in my opinion, is that some mistakes happen due to our humanly nature, meaning that our performance can basically fluctuate day to day based on how we feel, how motivated we are, how happy or sad we are, how it depends on a lot of things, and all of these things depend on the environment you're in. And that's what I believe in terms of, you know, how severely you could get punished, or if you should be forgiven by society or not. But it's just like, if you're having it can't be that ridiculous to the point of you're having a bad day, and then someone, and then for example you're cleaning the street, and then someone drops like a can of soda, and then you just go ahead and just punch him in the face just because you're already having a bad day. No, that's not what I'm saying. But it's just like, some mistakes just should, sometimes we need to turn a blind eye on some things. You know, we need to be more merciful to things. We need to sometimes, when people make mistakes or when they fail, sometimes you don't have to judge them. Sometimes you don't have to, even you don't even have to like reallocate them, their position to like a lower position. Sometimes these people just need encouragement. Sometimes these people just need to realize that, like, they are doing well, and they are going through something, and they need to be able to either heal themselves or seek help to heal themselves. And whatever that may be, small or big, it doesn't matter. But sometimes these people just need encouragement. And mm, even sometimes it's just like, you could offer them advice, but sometimes they're not even seeking that. They're just seeking someone to, like, a warm hand, you know. um my view more depends on, like, who the person is, who, like, what they're going through, or what they went through, and the responsibility they possess. The higher the responsibility, the higher the effect of failure, the higher the effect it has on society. Therefore, I would understand if society does not forgive him or her based on if they're in a high position. If they, for example, fail society in some certain way, or they cause it to, like, get disrupted in some certain way, or cause beliefs to seem confusing or whatever. That is what I think.
Uh, you know, valid point. Very valid. Um,
But I totally
Honestly,
disagree with it.
I actually I agree with it. However, I feel like you kind of went into like the exception of the rule. The rule is he's failing to fulfill his duty. What you said is like he didn't fail it. He just doing it a little bit worse than it. This is fine. We're talking like complete failure of doing his duty. Like
Yeah, no, no.
he's
That's why I said like,
incapable.
okay,
He's
sometimes people.
incapable even with like all the help in the world right now. Like in that current time. This is what we're talking about.
Okay,
Your
no,
point is
sure,
more
okay,
like
no,
if
well,
you drove
okay,
it
but that's
down,
also an exception. That's also an exception, right?
fitting to
You no,
fulfill a
you're
duty
like
is
with
not an
all the
exception.
help in the world. Nobody gets all the help
No,
in the world.
I mean like in that point of time. In that point of
This,
time,
yeah, but this never
He had all
happens.
the resources to do this something, and yet he failed to do it.
Okay, that's
yeah,
another thing. No, that's another. So
that's what we're
yeah,
talking
that's
about.
it.
Like,
No, that's it. That's why I said okay. That's why I said like this. It depends on the responsibility and the level you're at, because with each responsibility you have a set of resources and a set of responsibility that you need to fulfill a certain duty. So yes, okay, some things people can like fail to do things, and yes, they need to get immediately replaced with other people, right?
yeah, that's true.
Or they need to just get demoted instead of promoted, right? Or just they can't stay in that position anymore. So and then they could like have their own like their own like redemption arc
Yeah,
in
and
which they
other
like
stuff are
redeem
like more
themselves.
forgiving, right?
Yeah, right.
And other stuff are
So
more forgiving.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree with that point. I totally agree with it. I'm just talking about like feeling like a certain duty to like society as a whole.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
talking like a certain setback
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
right, right.
I'm talking like failing.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Like it's the end kind of failing.
yeah, yeah. All right. So it was a great discussion, you guys. That was it for this discussion. We had great fun, and I hope we had great fun. Almost turned into a debate there. Almost.
Nah,
Um, and yeah, it was great having you both. These amazing guests,
you
Bagel and Zashi. And tell us in the comments what you think. Have you benefited from this discussion or not? And have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And we'll see you the next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
goodbye.